So on to problem number 2, which is the definite integral from x equals to -4 to x equals to 4 of the absolute value of x cubed minus x. So it's actually a fairly easy problem, but sometimes how it's expressed can be intimidating. So let's see how we may be able to solve this. So integral from x equals to -4 to x equals to 4 of the absolute value of x cubed minus x implies that we have to look at the magnitude of the value that is obtained when we feed in the values of x into this expression. And an absolute value of a function of x is equal to fx when fx is greater than 0, equal to 0, but negative fx when fx is less than 0. That's one important thing to note. Another important thing to note that for a function fx equals to x cubed minus x, if f of p is obtained, we get p cubed minus p. However, when we get negative, the value of f negative p, that's the same as negative p cubed plus p, which is the same as negative p cubed minus p. So in other words, f of negative p is equals to negative of fp. This tells us that on the positive, all values on the positive side have an f, in other words, a x cubed minus x image that has a negative corresponding value attached to the same value on the negative side of things. If we to plot it so that we really see what is happening here, x crosses 0 is a negative, and then crosses 0 at -1, and at 0, then it goes up like that. So as we can see, there's a negative value on the negative side, and then on the positive side, this part here has a corresponding part here that is positive. This on the positive side, this is negative. On the negative side, this is positive. But then this part here is positive and has a corresponding negative value. But the shape is ultimately the same. So if I'm to replot that graph, so we have 0, and we saw that coming there crosses to the positive, it's +1, -1. This is x cubed minus x. However, the absolute value now, which is when it's negative, we multiply by negative, so the value becomes positive, and then when it's positive, it remains positive, and when it's negative, we multiply by negative, and then when it's positive, it's like that. So the important thing to see here is that the values on the negative side This is x cubed minus x absolute. The values on the negative side is the same as values on the positive side. So essentially what now we can do is to say that if we have integral from negative 4 to positive 4 of the absolute value of x minus x is the same as twice the same integral from 0 to 4. Because these shapes are the same, but just a mirror image of each other. And then now, the other thing to note is that, as we said, fx, if fx is negative, then we attach a negative sign. So from 0 to 1, x cubed minus x is negative. So we'll say negative x cubed minus x dx. And since from 1 to 4 it is positive, we'll just say x cubed minus x. And that defines the absolute values. So this becomes 0 to 1 x minus x cubed dx plus 1 to 4 x cubed minus x. And we forgot to put 2 here and 2 here. So this becomes 2 x squared over 2 minus x to the power 4 over 4, 0 to 1 plus 2 x to the power 4 over 4 minus x squared over 2, 1 to 4. Just expand it a little bit more, so we have x squared over 2 minus x to the power 4 over 4, 0 to 1 plus twice x to the power 4 over 4 minus x squared over 2, 1 to 4. So which is half minus a quarter minus 0, 0 plus 2, 4 to the power 4 over 4 minus 4 squared over 2 minus 1 over 4 minus 1 over 2. Okay, so this is a quarter minus 0 plus 2, 4 to the power 3 minus 4 times 2 minus negative a quarter. Okay. This is 2 times a quarter plus 2. So 4 to the power 3 is 64, I think. Because 4 times 4 is 16, 16 times 4 is okay. And 64 minus 8 is 56. 1 sub-quarter. So there's a negative here, a negative here. Okay. So this is a half, and this is another half, 1, so we get 57 as our final. 2 times 56 plus 1. So 56 times 2 is 112, and so 112 plus 1, we get 113. In other words, integral from -4 to +4 of x cubed minus x absolute value is equals to 113. And that's the answer.